Okay, I'm live and dangerous. Season's greetings, everybody. Oh, I forgot, it's not Christmas yet. Simon Bridges, Johnny B, nice to hear from you, mate. My new Facebook friend. Simon Bridges. Okay, we've got 2 people here up to now. Oh, no, I think there's 10 people here. I'm on Streamyards. Bazza, good evening, Bazza. How are you? Pinball, Stephen Gamble. Great to hear for you all. Let me just, Dixie Normus, what a hell of a name that is. Big up, big up to you as well, Dixie Normus. Eugene Vincent, Dudes, Derek Mack, Fat Jens, Expat Pete, Asia Overland with Dave, Big Bad Number or whatever it is, Melton Mowbray Pork Pie. We got it working, okay? Tampa Guy, Ivan, Soy Hollywood, Kenny Scott Shopstall, from Ivers, Florida. Okay, listen, good evening to everyone. Let's see, I'm going to go to 100 before I stop saying good evening to people. Soyber Cow's here. Okay, great to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from Asian Paradise. Carl Harris. Ion Tilt, good evening to you, mate. Steady Eddie's Squeaky Door, what a name that is, yes. Okay, Dave Litch. Nice to see the clan gathered once again. I'm only a couple of minutes behind time. Listen, apologies to anyone like who tuned in about half an hour ago, thinking that was the start of the live stream. You know, I don't want to waste anyone's time. It was a test. It was actually a test, basically. Chopper Harris, Jack D. Ladd, David Kanan, Eddie, David Kin, Eddie, you filmed the Thailand pass? Not yet, mate. Oh, gee, Thailand pass. Oh my God, don't mention that bloody thing. I haven't even started yet. Tampa Guy, a nomad overseas, Soyber Cat. So you boot it up. Let's hope it all goes well. What I've done is that, what kind of name is this? Ed does 20 stone women up the bum. What kind of name is that? Be ashamed of yourself, okay? I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to open a can of Perlenbacher. This exotic exotic brew from Lidl's, $2.99 for 4. There we go. There's bacon sandwiches in the oven. I mean, well, they're bacon anyway. There's going to be sandwiches later. Okay, so we're going to waffle on a little bit. There's 120 people in the chat right now. Okay, Sean. Okay, so let's cut to the chase, okay? Now, yesterday morning, I was on the internet doing all the crap that I usually do, and I thought, it's November now. It's November. I want to be on an airplane to Bangkok beginning of January. And I want to be out there for basically 3 months, or just inside the 90 days, which the visa, if I can get, like, if I sail through all that without a problem, the 90 days. And basically, I wasn't planning on booking the flight, but I thought, what the hell? As everyone knows, I balls up the last one. There's still a voucher out there somewhere, which I'm really pissed off. And I'm disappointed, very, very disappointed with the credit card company, because they've been really good in the past. They got me money back. This time, this voucher's still out there. It's a load of crap. Anyway, never mind all that. Put it behind you, move on. I've got to book a flight. So I just, looked flights London to Bangkok. And it looked really good. The ones that I was seeing were really good. Now, there's people out there now who are saying that flights London to Bangkok are getting really, really expensive, quoting ridiculous prices. Well, I'm telling you that I booked one for early January, a return ticket from early January to right at the very end of March, about 12 weeks. And it is a damn good price with a very, very, very reputable airline. And I'm thrilled to bits with it. Like the olden days, I've said this before, but at that moment when you sit there on the internet and you book a flight and you put all the details in, and then you get that message on the screen that says, "Congratulations, Mr. Sweeney, your flight is being confirmed." At that moment, what do? You go, yes! It's in the bag. It's in the bag. I'm repeating myself here, but you can't do that anymore. You just got to, it's all a matter of hit and hope, isn't it? It's all a matter of hit and hope. So I'm not going to celebrate just yet. The flight's it's in the bag, but anything can happen because it's happened before and it could happen again. But it was a great value price A great value flight with a very, very reputable airline. So if it all goes well, then I'm thrilled to bits with it. Let's have a look at the chat. 172 people up to me. Hiya, did you boo a flight? Yeah, I did, a booed one. Nick Wilshire. Chopper Harris. Dude, flights are expensive now. It all went up. Dude, flights are expensive now. It all went up right after you booed Eddie. I'm not really kidding either. Well, I know what money's all about, and I'm telling you that the bloody flight that I booked yesterday with a return ticket with a very reputable airline is damn good value. It's not expensive at all. That's why I couldn't resist it. Nomad Overseas. Okay. Let's see, a Nomad Overseas, good Thailand pass guide on how to fill in by Fabric for time. Yeah, somebody, somebody, Ant, did send me that message, and a couple of other people, and it looks really good. It's a pity there has to be like that. Now, let me just tell you that someone else, Andrew, who appears on this chat, I messaged in today because he's actually out in Thailand. I was going to say a very nice Thai lady, and he's out there. He went out there for a few months earlier this year. And basically he's out there now for 3 months, so he knows the stuff. And he said, which I've never heard anyone else saying before, that with this Thailand pass causing so many problems, apparently there was some kind of imitation of it, or I think he said something like that. There was some kind of a scam going on with. I'm not saying that that's a scam. I'm saying that somebody was trying to imitate or disrupt it in some ways. So it's not what it should be. It's not what it should be, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being on the flight, but I'm not looking forward to all the shite that goes with it. What's it? Melton Mowbray Popeye, the lovely massage ladies are waiting for you, Eddie. I'm sure they are. Richard, Eddie, the Thailand pass is easy now. Do you mean that it's changed, Richard? I mean, because people were complaining about it last week, they complained about it this week. I mean, if they ironed out all the creases and all the gremlins in it, I certainly hope so, because it sounds bloody awful. Derek Mack, don't forget good old Cambodia, Eddie. How could I ever forget Cambodia? Stephen Foster, Stephen Foster, wonder which lucky Thai lady is going to be first. If only she knew what's coming out. Oh, I'm not going to jump the gun. Richard, I applied and then got 2 passes the same day. Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, who's that? William #1. Eddie, you used to be my second favourite person from Liverpool. Now you've been promoted to #1 since Steven Gerrard has left the famous Glasgow Rangers. Okay, I'm thrilled to be your #1, William. I'm really thrilled to be your #1. Harry James, Skyscanner flights are cheaper than ever. Now that seems the way seems the way it is. Ray Bay, a dirty dozen awaits you, Eddie. You must be salivating over that. I am salivating over my Pale and Backer from Lidl's. That's what I'm salivating over right now. Expat Pete. Now, this is a very intriguing question. Very intriguing. Expat Pete says, question, will you get a massage in Thailand? Yeah. Is the Pope a Catholic? Are the Rolling Stones a rock band? Is Lidl's a supermarket? Okay. Paul Hoskin, take your own soap, Eddie, just to be sure. Okay, fine and dandy. A Nomad Overseas. Yes, someone made a Nomad Overseas. Yes, someone made an identical site ending in .org. I think it was trying to grab a load of email. Oh, yeah. I think it was trying to grab a load of email address that they could sell to marketing agencies. Look, it wouldn't surprise me. You know, when I came back last week, and I did mention this, within 24 hours of arriving back, before I even had to, I'd done that PCR test at home and sent it off. The scammers were waiting for me. They were waiting. They were, you've been in touch with someone who's got the antivirus, basically, they didn't tell me where or when, and they want me to input it. Yeah, absolutely. These bastards are all around. They are there. It makes sense there. I think it was to try and grab loads of email addresses that they could sell to marketing agents. Yeah, bastards, whoever they are. let's hope they all iron it out, because to be honest with you, that Thailand pass has got such a bad press in the last week. It really, really has. It's got such a bad press. I mean, it's like as if the Thais don't want us to go there. They're making it deliberately difficult, unless they only want computer experts. They're the only people they want out of there. That's the way it seems to me. It's hopefully they will sort it all out. And by the way, let's just talk about something. I've got a dreadful comment. Prepare to ridicule me. Prepare to ridicule me. I don't care. I've never actually heard of a bloody JPEG before. What the hell is this thing called a JPEG? What is that? Never heard of it before. I've heard of a PDF, of course. I don't know what a PDF is. I'm not from the computer generation, but a JPEG. Apparently, you don't use a PDF for this thing. You use a JPEG. Well, what is a JPEG? You know, I asked my friend what a JPEG was. He said, "Yeah, I know what that is. Isn't that something you use to put up a tent in a field or something like that?" It's, you know, I will be the dumb schoolboy. I'll speak on behalf of a lot of people. A JPEG. Apparently, it's something that you use to condense files. Well, I've never used one. Oh, whatever, load of crap. Richard, are you booking, Eddie? I've got a flight booked, mate. Booked it yesterday with a very good price, very reputable airline. What's that? Well, that doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good. My friend got there expecting 24 hours quarantine. Now he's having to do the full 2 weeks. Well, there's been a few scare stories about that, hasn't there? I mean, I've heard these. You know, I put a message out yesterday about booking flights, and a lot of people come back never. This is it. You know, somebody said today that you do realise, don't you, that if one person tests negative on that flight, or you fail the PCR test, and they're going to bung you into some hotel, you know, your own prison hotel for 2 weeks. It's a chance that you have to take. You have to take the chance. You know, at the end of the day, what's the alternative? I stay here in miserable bloody January, February, March in miserable England. You've got to take a chance, mate. Otherwise, you're never going to go anywhere. Yogi Bear, if anyone's waiting for the Philippines, immigration staff had their leave cancelled from December the 1st till after the 1st of February. Doesn't get any better, does it, mate? Doesn't get any better. Asian Paradise. We don't talk about other YouTubers. Tintin, hi Ed, the knockers are waiting. No, okay, I like it. Yeah, hopefully they're waiting in pairs, mate. I like a good pair of knockers. Nice old fashioned phrase. Tampa guy, you better be careful. You could be, you know, you talk about serious litigation there. According to Paul McCartney, the Rolling Stones are a cover band. A cover band for him? Who are they covering? I thought the Rolling Stones were rather good, personally. Someone's being vulgar there. Someone's being vulgar. Devil's Den, all your insurance details are not being on the first page allowed with the main. All your insurance details not being on the first page allowed was the main problem. People getting rejected for the Thai pass. Now, I heard from that guy on the Tiger, the one who's involved in the Tiger, the one who's, you know, his head was wrecked by having to fill out this Thai pass. Apparently, he has actually made out to Thailand, but you know, it was touch and go whether he was going to get through it or not. But I seen this week that he said the thing that you really got to emphasize is that you have had the vaccine, the double vaccine, and also you have the insurance there to cover yourself if the worst happens. They're the things. Steff Traveller's here. My good friend there, Steff is here. Nice for you to come along, Steff. Not being myself made in Andrew Zodiac. Not being myself made in Thailand. Bulls over too much closed. Not worth it. Yeah. Alpha Interactions. Eddie Damien from Cork Island here. I'm caring for my dad with motor neuron disease, so I'll not make it to retire next 12 months. Good luck to you, mate. Good luck to you. I hope your dad, does okay. You know, I wish him the best of luck, mate. Best of luck. Brent L. I think you're from. Are you from Melbourne, Brent? Exciting times ahead, Eddie. Rumour the PM doesn't want the bars to open until January. Look forward to your vlogs and open to book on late next year. Well, I mean, what's the script up to now with Pattaya? We're not really talking about Thailand here, but Pattaya has been hit hardest with the restrictions. The word is that you know, things were open, they were scrapping the quarantine, apart from like maybe a few hours, maybe a whole night in a hotel. That's the big thing, the major thing from November the 1st. But as for the bars open in Pattaya, they said, didn't they? They put it back and back and back, and now it's supposedly beginning of December. But I'm hearing more and more people saying that it's not going to happen until next year. Now they don't say, well, there's 12 months in next year, so I wouldn't necessarily assume January. Apparently they're going to have a meeting this Friday, aren't they, in Pattaya? But the way I see it, the whole of Thailand doesn't revolve around Pattaya. I mean, that is a great fun place. But if I manage to get out there for 3 months, I'm planning on seeing lots of places. Have they got a vendetta against Pattaya for some reason? Because it seems to me that Bangkok and you know, Phuket and other places, they've got bars up and running. I've seen pictures of it. I've seen people drinking, whether they're drinking out of paper cups or whatever they're doing. But they seem to be up and running. It seems to be Pattaya is lagging behind. But if the worst comes to the worst, then I'll go other places in Thailand. I will travel around other places in Thailand. And at the end of the day, bars and beer, you know, it's beer isn't you know, the be all and end all, is it really? Ugh, where are we now? Okay. Richard, Eddie, since the PM kicked their ass, it got a lot better. Well, it's good for you to say that, mate, but you know, I'm still hearing a fair few negative things out there. Alan Hunter, I'm going through this. The tea is going okay. Make sure you get a hotel. A solitaire hotel is okay for your 1 day quarantine. Where's a solitaire hotel? Where does that Pattaya? Devil's Den, a screenshot. Devil's Den, a screenshot is a JPEG. Is that what it is? Yeah. Paul hates JPEG is a photo picture. Cowboy Vic episodes. It's no, it isn't. No, it's certainly not that. Bo de Zephyr, that's a great name, that Bo de Zephyr. Sounds like a 70s progressive rock band. I know I always say that, but such a good name there. Nice to hear from you. Bo de Zephyr. Paul Hoskin, there you go again, being smutty, Paul. I just want the pole dancers to dance on my pole. Don't we all, mate? Don't we all? Ray B, JPEG, PNG, PSD, whatever. I save those files every day. I don't. You know, I don't. So it's the sense is it's a picture file. I sort of sussed that up, but I've just never used. I've never used one before. Paul Hayes, did you use your voucher? No, I didn't use my voucher, Paul. I still have my voucher. It's valid till beginning of December. I'm going in January, so I've tried before with that. It's basically, you know, I got stuffed with it. I'll tell you what I'm really annoyed with. The bloody credit card company that I use, they used to be really good. Anyone who takes money out of your account that they shouldn't, or anyone who sells you down the river, they were good. They were really good at getting my money back. At this time, they failed, and the attitude was, well, you got a voucher, haven't you? Most people didn't get anything. Let's be realistic about this. Nobody likes losing money. I don't like losing money. But you live in a world where occasionally you will have to lose money. It's part and parcel of life. You know, that's, if you want to actually do anything, then sooner or later you're going to lose money one way or the other. And it annoys me, but what the hell? I mean, your car can take more money out of your pocket than anything. You know, I've had a scenario where the gearbox has gone on my car. I've been billed for £2,000. I felt like walking off a cliff. You know, I'm pissed off about that thing, but you know, it's always what I do know is I won't be using lastminute.com ever again. William, have you ever tried Thai Air? That's the one that I had last time I was in Thailand. They were really good, but they you know, they were really, really good. But, you know, it came to an end, and now apparently they're having dreadful problems. Mr. Porter, Eddie, it's not certain yet the bars will even be open in January, at least in Pattaya. As long as they're open somewhere. I mean, you know, if you go to Thailand, you don't have to go to Pattaya. There are other places. Phuket, I've been to Phuket many, many years ago, and I loved it. I would love to visit places like Koh Phangan, what's the other, Koh Samui. I've never yet to visit those places. Chiang Mai, I mean, I wasn't massively keen on Chiang Mai last time I was there, but it's got the weather, and you know, if you give it a bit of time, anyways, it just seems to me that Pattaya is being picked on the way the other places aren't. I mean, you know, it doesn't sound good what's coming out of Pattaya, but Bangkok and Phuket, they seem to be open. But obviously, they're more expensive, you know, so drink less alcohol. Ray B, yeah, okay. So I've got the gist of what a JPEG is now. Aussie investor, good day, Eddie. What towns do you plan to stay at for most part in your 3-month jaunt? The whole of Thailand has fantastic weather at that time of the year, so a variety of places. I'd say what I wouldn't mind doing is, you know, is doing a bit of pedestrian travel. When I say pedestrian travel, I think gone are the days when I headed out traveling and spend a couple of days here, a couple of days there, and then done lengthy bus journeys. I'd much rather spend a longer periods of time in each particular place, because if you just hop up to some place for a couple of days and then disappear onto the next one, then you never really get to know a place, do you? So I don't know. I haven't actually done the itinerary yet. I just want to get out there first of all. But some of those southern places, I've been to Krabi province, and the last time I was there, I wasn't really keen on it. It seemed more like a Turkish, well-organized family resort. It wasn't really. I must admit, like most people, I prefer the raw edge of Pattaya, but if Pattaya is, you know, not on the menu, then there's plenty of other places in Thailand. Oh, I'll find plenty to amuse myself with. Donald Budo, nice to hear from you, mate. Really good for you to come along. Andrew Zodiac, Prison Hotel in short, 5K lighter. I hope you're talking Thai baht, no, not English pounds. Robert Jones, going to 13th the next month. Thai pass simple to complete. Good for you, mate. Listen, I'll be the first to admit that I'm a bit of a numpty when it comes to all this internet stuff. I'm not at the internet age. Some people can breeze through this. I was, big fat bestie, Tom Best. He's out to Thailand in the new year, and I was complaining. I'm not looking forward to all the stuff that you have to do, all the forms, and all the paraphernalia, and the red tape, and all that. Whereas Tom, his attitude is just bring it on. I'm not fazed by it. I can't wait to get out there. Just bring on all the red tape. Some people can drift through, storm through these things, whereas others get uptight about it. I'm one of the ones who gets uptight. Nowhere overseas. I saw someone mention other groups that some of the taxis, so-called taxis, including the share price, is shared between you and other passengers at the same time. That doesn't sound good, does it? Doesn't sound good. Yogi Bear, R.I.P. Charlie Watts. Yeah, absolutely. I'll miss him daily. Bottle Baby. I'm not actually going to give out the flight details just yet, because most of the guys here are absolutely terrific. But there's a few numpties out there. Yeah, you know what I mean. So you must understand. I don't want anything untoward happen. So I'll tell you when I get there. David Barnett, hi Ed, I'm not as brave as you. I booked flights to Thailand for April. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Richard, buy the Thai insurance. It's 2,100 baht for 50,000 baht cover. That sounds great. That sounds great. This is the good thing about tuning into these live streams. There's lots of people there with really, really good information. Really good information. So thanks for that, Richard. Okay, Jonathan, I'm 97 years old. Do you think it's hope for me to go to Thailand? I have 2 jabs. Well, good for you, mate. You know, good for, I hope at 97 years of age you can rise to the occasion and get out to Thailand, mate. Good for you, mate. Okay, Bulldog, Eddie, good luck to you, mate. Just tell me how to get the Thai pass. I can't understand how to get everything. Well, I think you get it off the internet. I'm the one who doesn't understand, mate. I'm the one who doesn't understand. You know, it's geez, I've got all to go. I have never stayed in Thailand for the full 3 months. As anyone knows who watches my videos, I use it as a starting and finish base, a base where I can hop along to other places. I'll usually head out to Bangkok or Pattaya for a few weeks and then go to Vietnam, then back, or Philippines or whatever. The idea of simply staying in Thailand for the full 3 months, I've never actually done that before. So I need to get the visa sorted out. Now, I know other people do this. Maybe it's easy to get hold of, but because I've never actually obtained a full 3 month visa, I think you obtain 60 days and then sort the other 30 days out afterwards. There's a lot of stuff that's really daunting, and also the PCR tests and the Thailand pass. It's all very, very daunting. Travel just isn't as easy these days and as it used to be. Wolves View. I spoke with Asda Insurance and they said they will put the anti-virus on their first page. Well, I spoke with Asda last week. I on the phone, and I said to them, "Why did you take money out of my account without my permission?" I didn't. That letter came when I was abroad. So what they've done is they said, "Okay, I don't know if they put it back yet." They said it'll be back in your account within 4 to 5 working days. Bloody hope so. Paul Hoskins, I just want the girls to play with the balls. Yours? Yeah, you probably mean yours. Pal 555, nice to hear from you, mate. Tiller Hertz, nice to hear from you. Kipax, Gareth, Richard, buy the beer 7-Eleven. Get inebriated. It's that fun though, isn't it? I mean, what it is, if the bars are closed, Thailand just isn't the same without live bands. I love live bands, and as for go-go bars, it's not the same without these things. It really, really, really isn't. So it's just not the same without those. I mean, what would it be like being in Pattaya right now, wandering around those streets, Soy 8, Soy 7, all the other places, Soy Big, and not hearing any live bands? Crazy. I mean, it's just it's not what it is. I think if Pattaya, is not going to be what it should be, then I just got to spend 3 months traveling around other places in Thailand. There must be plenty of places from Bangkok, the places that I know, to some of the places that I don't know. So at the end of the day, Todd Brother is saying Phuket is in full swing. Phuket's in full swing. Absolutely. What I do know about Phuket is that it's more expensive than Pattaya. I do know that. I was there many, many years ago, but you find your way around that. Find your way around that. You got to be realistic. You got to be realistic. I had a great time in Phuket many, many years. I'd love to see the place again. If the prices are really, really, really ridiculous, well, you just got to drink less beer, haven't you? Cape Tonian. Hi, Eddie. Applied for the Thai pass last night. Just got my approval, so 24 hours. Not bad. Filling it in took a while. My main worry is testing positive on arrival. Horror stories, apparently. Well, yeah, I know. I'm hearing horror stories as well, mate. Let's hope it all comes good. Ian Bowden. Hi, Eddie. We are hoping to fly to Bangkok on the 5th of January. What days are you booked for? I'll be there then. Let's put it that way. That way. Yeah. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a guest on here. My first guest is going to come on here. I'm going to get a guest on in a moment. But first of all, what have we got here? Be back in a moment. There's some food. There's some There's some bacon rolls coming up soon. But in the meantime, it is, back in a moment, guys, squeaky door time. Okay, all right, cool.
Bacon butties are just
Oh, yeah, cool. Whoa, bacon butties are here. Bacon butties. Okay, let's get back. Right, what do we got here? What have we got here? I'm going to send a link out to somebody. Okay, let's just cut these squeaky door time. Hide the squeaky door time. Right, there we go. Okay, it's about. Oh, it's all right. Said this. I'm going to invite somebody on here. Okay. Let's see. There you go. Okay. Now, let's see. Okay, and I've just sent a message to somebody here. Is my very first guest. Now, the idea is with this Streamyards thing, is I haven't paid that much attention to it since I purchased it the other week. The idea is to get some guests on, some late night entertainment. I mean, I'm doing this sporadically right now at this moment in time. Maybe once a week. If it's good and I can work it, do it twice a week. If it's really, really good and there's enough guests wanting to come on, then maybe 3 times a week. Okay? But my first guest tonight is somebody who is one of my favorite YouTubers. He's a great guy, and I want everyone to be respectful to him. He's a really good guy. He's the kind of guy that I go to when I want a little bit of technological advice, because he's well advanced in this. Ladies and gentlemen, the absolutely terrific Steff Traveller. Okay? Can you hear me, Steff? Can you hear me, Steff? You are my very, very, very first guest on Streamyards.
Yes.
And by the way,
I can hear you very good.
Can I just thank Damon who gave me that super chat? Everything will be okay next year, back to normal. No more JPEGs, only blow pegs. Everyone work out the end, Mr. Ed. Thank you for that, Damon. I appreciate that super chat. I really, really do. I'm going to jump right ahead to the chat now, because I've talked for England. That's what I've done, Steff. I've talked for England. I really, really have. Come on. Oh, the chat. The chat. Where is the chat? Jesus.
Cheers, chat.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear a little bit of a background noise. I can
give it a bit of a background noise.
Yeah.
Although that's my stomach rumbling. That is the sound of my bacon sandwiches.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Before we get going, I'm gonna have a munch at this. Okay.
Yeah. Have a bite. Oh Jesus.
Oh, that is bloody good. Oh my God, that is wonderful. Loving stuff. You see, put all the bacon on there. How many slices of bacon's on these? Oh, look! Oh, looks lovely.
It sounds you have a personal chef there cooking food for you.
Not myself. My butler is there. Okay.
Yep,
Right.
butler.
Okay. Is that okay? Now,
Butler.
when I have finished choking myself to death, we'll get on. Oh, Jesus Christ, we'll get on to interviewing Steff.
Interview, oh my dear.
You were a well-known YouTuber, Steff. You were a bit of a groundbreaker. Excuse me, Jesus Christ. You're a bit of a groundbreaker. You were one of the original live streamers, but you, as a YouTuber, you go back quite a long way, Steff. Quite a long way. You'll need to look at some of your past videos, Pattaya, and a few other places to see this guy. You know, you're a bit of a trailblazer, Steff, and I really mean that. I sometimes check out your old vids, and you know,
about 8-9 years now. I opened my YouTube channel 2013 or something, 2012.
Yeah,
but my first video was 2013.
2000, that was a long time ago. That's 8 years ago. That's 8 years ago anyway. Someone's put terrible at karaoke. You talking about me? I do a wicked Ernie the Fastest Milkman in the West. Have you ever heard of that one, Steff? Ernie Benny Hill. It was
Benny Hill. Yeah, I know.
Around about 1970 in the British. It was #1 for weeks. Ernie got us cocoa there 3 times every week. Okay.
Yeah, I love Benny Hill, but I'm more favorite for John Cleese and Fawlty Tower. He's my favorite.
John Cleese was.
I think John Cleese is my favorite.
He's a wonderful, absolutely wonderful John Cleese, but I think he's sort of lost the plot in a way. I mean, he's he's wrapped up in his old, he's not the John Cleese that we know from old anyway.
Yeah, but this is from the 80s, the 80s, late 70s. Fawlty Towers. It's so fucking old.
It is classic. Do you know Fawlty Towers? I believe that they only ever made 12 episodes of that. There was only 2 series.
One season, only one season.
Yeah. Whereas Only Fools and Horses went on and on and on and on and on. But the quality was there. They had John Cleese with his legs and this absolutely amazing. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. And there was a lot of that wouldn't be allowed today. Manuel, it was the Spanish chef who was played by a British actor. That would not be politically correct in this day and age. And also, John Cleese got pulled up because he's made a couple of offensive comments in recent times, but also about certain ethnic minorities in England, like Scousers and whatever. Basically, John Cleese was pulled up many years ago because he sort of poked fun at an old lady who was hard of hearing. Do you know that episode? It's The View. What would you expect to see from that window? The Sydney Opera House, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. He sort of made fun of her hard of hearing. But anyway, we waffle on about this. This is about Steff. Now, Steff,
no,
a lot of you will know
you can talk. I will be your sidekick. I just shut up when you talk.
No,
you can talk. You can talk. I will shut up.
I'm sort of talking. Okay, right. Now, question that I've always wanted to ask you, Steff. Do you know what a JPEG is?
Yeah, I know that.
I didn't know what it is. I feel like a bloody numpty.
It's a compressed picture of a
it's a compressed. Oh, we got that one out of the way. But when it comes to technological stuff, I am quite prepared to be a numpty, be exposed as a numpty. I looked at this, and when it was mentioned JPEGs and all that kind of stuff, I thought, what the bloody? Oh, this is a nightmare. This is okay.
Everybody should know what the JPEG is. Everybody should.
Well, I know what it is now. I didn't know what a PDF was until I started using it. You'll live and learn anyway. But anyway, let's talk a little bit, Steff, so that people don't always talk to you about. It's the subject of your home country, Belgium. I mean, I've never been to Belgium. I let me just tell you that I grew up always wanting to go to Europe. I mean, the sites, the famous buildings, and everything of Europe. I watched movies on TV which had a European. To me, Europe was somewhere exotic. Because don't forget, I got a very, very poor background in Liverpool. We were so poor. Even the rainbow was in black and white. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a very poor area. So I never went anywhere. But I always wanted to go to Europe. I wanted to go to Italy, all the famous sites and all that. Belgium is a country I don't really know.
Belgium, we have a lot of Japanese visitors also. They come to the great market in Brussels. The big market, the great market, as they call it in Brussels. They have a lot of ancient buildings. You know, it's a big square, and it's full of Japanese, Chinese people taking pictures there. It's the same as in London. You know, with the what is it there, the big tower there, the Tower Bridge, and the bells.
It was that Tampa guy. Tampa guy says Belgium is a beautiful country. I've heard the one. I don't know that country. I don't know the country. I have been through there on a coach on the way back from Italy and Switzerland and France and all of those countries.
Yeah, but that's on the highway, you know. On the you don't see anything on the highway.
No, I didn't really see anything.
Like you can visit Antwerp or Bruges. Bruges is it's an ancient city. It's called Little Venice. Of the north it's a little bit like those canals in Venice, you know. You have the same as in Bruges.
There's only something that I would be when I was thinking about Belgium. What do I think with Belgium? I can't think of many movies that are except for one, 1970. So many movie buffs out
1917.
There. No, 1970. There was a war movie made with Burt Lancaster and Peter Falk. It was called Castle Keep, and it was a very dreamlike war movie. It was a wonderful film, and it was set in a Belgian castle. And that's one of my favorite movies ever. I haven't seen it for many years, but that's the movie that I associate really with Belgium. But I will just tell me something about Belgium.
There are many war movies here in Belgium made, you know, like Dunkirk is half filmed in Belgium, half filmed in France. 1917, you know, that's that last movie. And
I watched that quite recently. Excellent movie. I've got it. It's on Netflix or Amazon. Excellent movie. Really.
It's the battle. It's a lost battle. It's called. It's a new Netflix movie. It's also filmed in Antwerp, half in Antwerp, half in Holland.
So tell me something about Belgium. Do people in Belgium, various areas, do you have different accents in Belgium?
It's unbelievable. I'm living in the Middle East, in the North Middle East. But if I talked with the guy from the West Coast, you know, near the sea, I can barely understand him if he talks dialect.
I'm like, are they pronounced?
We speak Dutch. We're speaking Dutch. I'm not even talking about the south of Belgium. They speak French. It's completely different. And in the east, we speak German.
But are they pronounced as British? I mean, England, the country of England, is actually quite a small, densely populated country. But people in the next city talking, or up the road, talking totally different accents. I mean, in Newcastle, you got Geordies, you've got Liverpool, Liverpool accents. You totally different southern accent.
For me, it's hard to understand. Yeah, sometimes I can understand you pretty good. Your English is pretty London, gentleman accent. Some live streamers, I don't know if you know Banksy.
I don't
want to talk bad about him, but he's a nice guy. But I understand 50% what he's saying. It's a London dialect or something. I don't know. And then you have those Scottish live streamers. I don't understand what is in there. Irish ones.
I must admit, Steff. I mean, I come from the city of Liverpool, and I come to the exotic destination of Liverpool. And people, my generation, we didn't meet many Irish people. They did in the generation before that. But when I first met lots of Irish people when I went down to London, and I work with Irish people, and I couldn't understand a lot of them. But to be fair, a lot of them couldn't understand each other. And it's some very, very strange accents among us small. But I'm just wondering. I just wonder about Belgium. I mean, like I say, you tell me people from other cities in Belgium speak totally different than you. I mean, it's totally different.
Belgium is just in the middle of nowhere in Europe. You know, we are mixed in between France, Germany, and Holland.
Yeah.
So it's only a little country. You know.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. Do you have a rivalry with French people? With France, does Belgian people tend to have a bit of a friendly?
No, not really. We have more a rivalry with people from Holland, from Dutch.
Really,
just
really?
In a funny way, you know.
Yeah.
Like football, we hate each other when there's football.
Oh, that's the reason of all evil, that is. But, I mean, England's full of people who hate each other. It's usually down to football, that is.
But we are very close to France, to be honest. Even in politics. There's a saying here in Belgium, when it rains in France, it's rippling in Belgium, you know. Because we are following Macron's policy, you know. We have like the same COVID rules. We are always following France, so we are closer to France, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll tell you what. The reason I asked you that question, I haven't really met that many Belgian people in my time on my travels. Well, I might have, but I didn't acknowledge him as being, Belgian from Belgium. But I do remember a guy. What are you drinking there, Steff? Looks good.
It's Russian vodka, yeah. Russian
vodka. Good for you. Good for you, mate. Good for you. I'm drinking Perlenbacher from Lidl's. The reason I say that, I met the last Belgian guy that I met was, other than your good self, was in a bar in Sihanoukville in Cambodia, and he run a bar there.
Oh, really?
And he run a bar there. Lots of Europeans run bars there. Obviously, things have changed since then. And he poured me a drink, an Anchor beer, and shoved it towards me, and I said thank you. And I said, so whereabouts in France do you come from then? And he got the drink and he pulled it away from me. He said, "Don't call me that. Don't insult me like that." What's the matter? I did as a kind of friendly rivalry. Really, it's probably not. People say Liverpool and Manchester people hate each other. We don't. We don't hate each other. We just don't like each other. That's all other code. I mean, England is probably the country that's full of where everyone hates each other more than anything. And who's being right? Let me just say, anyone in this chat gets offensive to me or Steff is going to be off.
That's okay. I don't even read chat. I don't even read chat.
Whatever. Because I am taking a look at the chat anyway.
Want to read the chat.
Anyway, you wouldn't want to read. No, but there are some good people. There are some good people in the chat here. There's some people like Steff a lot.
Yeah. Okay. 99% is okay. It's only 1%. It's a little.
Yeah, it's the same with me. I mean, somebody came on here. Somebody came on here before and accused me of fornicating 20-stone women up the rear entrance. I mean, if that ain't offensive, I mean, what is? Jesus Christ! I wouldn't even fornicate them up the front entrance. Okay, let's have a little bit. What else can we? Oh yeah, let's just talk about. This is something you mentioned this the other day when I was on your stream, Steff, about traveling, right? I mean, traveling. Now, we're the last couple of years, it's all gone out the window for all of us. Lots of people have either not bothered or have gone to places that they don't really want to go to. But there is one guy, Gabriel Traveller, who I know that you like. I like watching him as well. What do you think, in a nice way? What do you think of Gabriel Traveller? Because I watch a lot of him, and I think he hasn't got much humor, but his channel is really it's perfect. Really, I will actually say he's probably one of the best. He's probably a YouTuber who's achieved everything he set out to do. In that he travels almost constantly and he bangs out videos every day. He's got almost 3,000.
Gabriel Traveller. Traveller. Yeah, I follow him for many years. Yeah,
me too. Yeah,
in my opinion, he is the best YouTube traveler in the world.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
I think so as well.
And he doesn't use fancy cameras. He's using just a GoPro. Oh, yeah. He's filming himself. He's showing the environment, But he's giving such much information, The prices of the food, the prices of the hotel,
Yeah.
It's his prices of the airplane. He gives so much information.
But
If you want to travel, like he's now in Morocco, you can see
absolutely,
his
yeah.
latest videos from Morocco. And I to be honest, I never was really keen to travel to Morocco, but now I see in his videos like the towns of Fez
Yeah.
and what is it, Casablanca, and I really want to travel to Morocco now also because I see in his videos.
The point that I'm making, I mean, Gabriel Traveller, you cannot take away. He has got the channel which he probably originally planned, and he lives up his YouTube's ends and all that.
He loves some traveling.
He's done some amazing traveling, but would you want to? Would you want that lifestyle personally, traveling all the time? I think that's what I'm getting at. Because I looked at some of his videos and I thought to myself, I'm not sure that I would want that all the time. You know,
sometimes he takes a break also.
He takes a little break. I mean, yeah. I'm not knocking the guy, you know, anyway. But maybe it's because of my age.
This is his living. He has no choice, you know. It's this or working in a factory or in a bar or something as a waiter. So he chooses for this, and I think he's doing it beautifully.
No, I'm going. Sorry about that, mate.
And you can still see his enthusiasm in every video that he puts up. You know,
there you go. He's blocked. He's blocked.
Really enjoying it, and he's professional.
Yeah.
I wish I could do it, but we're getting older, Eddie.
Yeah,
me and you, I couldn't do it anymore. Like
no, me too.
What he does.
Because the fact is, with the traveling, I watched his videos on Morocco and they look fantastic. But I would have thought they were more fantastic if I watched them years ago, rather than now. Simply because, simply because I mean, you become a little bit like a soulless existence if you're traveling all the time. I would imagine it does. I'm at the stage now where I think I've done all the traveling that I want to do. And I've been to a lot of really interesting places, but at my stage in life, and bearing in mind, I'm going to be 60 next year. I know you probably thought that I was older than that. But
Eddie, can you make somebody a mod? There's some nasty trolls.
Is a mod? Who am I going to make as a mod? Who wants to become a mod? Is Daniel Kelly in the chat? Is
maybe Sean the Prawn? He was here because they are showing pictures of my daughter here. I told you before they're gonna.
Where are these, Steff? Where's the any
Steff Traveller bottom feeder? You know, those are sick people.
Let's see. We got Sean the Prawn.
Yeah, make him a mod. He's neutral.
Let's see. How do we?
Otherwise, they will come back on. You know.
How do we get Sean the Prawn on? How do we there's 3 dots, yeah?
Yeah. And
it says block user.
Otherwise, they will keep coming back, those sick people.
Let's see. I'm not quite, Jesus Christ, I'm not quite sure how to do that. We're going to, this is, there's some idiots here. There's some idiots in the chat. It's a pity that, because most of the people there are absolutely.
Yeah, most of them, but there's only a few sick people, and they.
Sean the Prawn, Sean the Prawn, show yourself. Sean the Prawn legend. Let's see.
I told you, Eddie, make a mod, otherwise.
Let's see. Sean the Prawn, I'm here now. How would you? There's the 3 dots here. It says put user in timeout or block a user.
No, add moderate.
Yeah, it doesn't say that here though.
No.
No, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that.
But you have to go to YouTube. On YouTube chat.
Let's see. Let's see.
Not on Streamyards chat.
YouTube that's chat. It. You have to go on YouTube chat. Listen, Steff, we've talked for a little while. We'll talk a little bit more. I'll end. I'll end this if the knobheads, and they are knobheads. If they are knobheads,
I don't give a shit, but I don't want to ruin your chat. You know, I don't be affected with it, but I think it's over the top.
Yeah, there is a. Yeah, click on that. It says click on the name. Now I think you have to go to YouTube, don't you?
Yeah, in the YouTube chat, click on the three dots, add moderator.
Yeah, in the YouTube.
I don't want to be a mod on your channel because they will.
Oh, there's three dots, but it does not add moderator. I must be bloody doing something wrong here. I must be doing something wrong. Steff, just bear with the edit. They are idiots. I mean, at the end of the day, it's bloody YouTube. If they get stupid or that, they've gone quiet now. They've been shamed. The thing about these trolls, Steff, you know what often gets me is, what do these people work as? They're probably bloody misfits. They're probably unemployable. They probably look at people who go to, who travel and think, I wish it was them, but I never will be. So what I'll do is I'll sit in my mother's back bedroom and say nasty things about them. Okay, yeah, it is one of them. I'll just do this. We'll be okay for the moment. We'll be okay. What were we talking about anyway, Steff? What were we talking about?
Yeah,
we were talking about. Yeah, okay, about travel, Steff.
So you did book your ticket?
I booked my flight. I have booked my flight for January. Yeah, I have booked my flight for January. I'll tell you why I booked it, Steff. I booked it simply because I couldn't resist it.
I understand. I understand. And did you find out how to get to the paperwork yet? The PCR test, the Thailand pass, this and that. Did you figure that out yet?
I haven't even thought about that just yet, Steff. I haven't even thought about it just yet.
You have to hire a lawyer, to get.
Yeah, I've heard about all of this, and also a computer expert. See, the good thing about this chat, come together on this chat, Steff, is that a lot of these people in the chat are helpful and knowledgeable, and they will help each other. I'll give them a bit of advice. They'll give me a bit of advice. We all help each other. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? I mean, I've actually learned things coming on this chat here that I didn't know before from some of the really helpful people. They're not all bad people. Most people are really great. There's always going to be a couple of dickheads, around. We've always there you go.
But if you're a YouTube channel, even Gabriel Traveller has trolls,
Oh, they all have
people who like you, and you have people who dislike you.
Yeah,
you always have that. Even the most famous person in the world, the most likely person in the world, will have haters. It's a normal thing.
I don't give them. They're attention seekers, Steff. They are attention seekers. I don't give them any attention. I just laugh at them. I mean, just bloody laugh at them. They're sad bastards. I tell you what, the worst thing that anyone can call anyone is what they have been called many times. They have been called unemployable. That's a terrible thing to say about anyone. You're unemployable. A lot of these people, I couldn't imagine them actually doing jobs, getting up and working. But you're knobheads. They're probably festering away on whatever benefit they're on. Okay.
There's a fake Sean the Prawn now.
Is that a fake Sean the Prawn?
Yeah, he says
that's a fake Sean. Really, is it? Really is. Oh, it's anyway. I'm not going to break my chain. We talk about.
That's okay.
What the point was made about Gabriel Traveller. I like him a lot, but I was looking at his video the other day, and I thought to myself, I'm not sure I could travel all the time like that.
Me neither. He's so full of energy. That guy, so full of energy. He lives for that job, and you can see it.
I envy him for his. I envy him for his. For building his channel and doing what he wants with it. But at the end of the day, I think I just want to go to places which I enjoy rather than places which I find interesting. Okay, so what else have we killed? Okay, you still there, Steff? I've had a couple of nice super chats.
Yeah, I'm making a cigarette.
And one from Samuel Hutchinson. Thank you, my friends. Really do appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. Okay. So what are we going to talk about now? Couple more questions anyway. We'll make this sort of light-hearted, okay? So anyway, just wondering, Steff, on your live stream, which I've often enjoyed late at night, sometimes you end the live stream and say, I'm going to go watch something on Netflix. What kind of stuff do you like on Netflix?
What kind of stuff I watch on Netflix?
Yeah.
Wait, let me change my background.
Anything interesting? What kind of movies you like watching?
Yeah, I like to watch the Scandinavian thrillers, you know, the police series
I've seen a few.
from Denmark, from Sweden, Norway. I like to
Yeah.
watch those, you know, like the
There
bridge,
is,
or
there's some good Swedish thrillers out there. I've seen a
yeah,
few. I've seen
they are
a
very
few.
good on that, and I really like to watch them. Yeah.
I used to be a real film fan. I used to like watching intelligent movies, well made and all that. But the problem is now, when I get late at night and I've had a few beers, I can't watch anything intelligent. I tend to watch something that's deliberately brain dead. Last night,
you watch Benny Hill then.
I watched Benny Hill. Last night, I watched a movie
Really?
which was total, absolute utter crap. It was actually a horror movie. I think they were Russian Slovenians. And there was everyone. They were playing a part of porn actors and all, and general redneck misfits and all kinds of bloody things. And they ended up butchering each other and everything. And I thought, what kind of a man my age will watch crap like this late at night? But you know what? It was the perfect movie to watch while I'm having a few beers. And I put a review on Amazon, and they printed my review on their site today, saying thanks for that review.
Really?
Absolutely. But a lot of the problem I have.
No, I'm just watching the latest movies that are trending in Belgium. I click on them. No, it's a movie, The Lock and the Castle or something.
The problem with a lot of Netflix, I find I can't relate to a lot of the actors in it simply because they're too young. They're young enough to be my sons or daughters. So that's the problem that I have with Netflix.
I like Sean Connery, you know, the old ones.
I like the old stuff.
And
Al Pacino. Clint Eastwood's 91 now, you know, Steff.
Yeah, but he made some like The Mule. Did you watch that movie? The Mule.
Yeah.
One of his latest beautiful movies.
It's a watchable. He's actually got one out. He's actually got a new. I can't remember what it's called, but he's just going to keep going and going and going. Anyway, thank you for that stupid chat. Anyway.
Yeah. Cheers. Clubfellas Inc. Barry the Boss.
Yeah, thank you for that super chat anyway. I do appreciate that, mate, anyway. Appreciate that, okay? Listen, we're all friends here anyway. We're all friends here. There's 297. There was a few more in the chat now. So we've been waffling on a little bit. If I've got any more questions, let me just remind you, the reason that I've asked Steff to come on here is because I'm a bit of a numpty when it comes to all this technological stuff, whereas Steff is terrific. You also use OBS? I seen you using that the other week on Halloween.
I used OBS Streamlabs, yeah.
Yeah, and I seem to recall you had one which was a Christmas one, which was a lovely. Steff is a wizard with all of this kind of stuff.
I'm not a wizard, but yeah.
Well, compared to me, Steff is very much a groundbreaker. He's done some great stuff. Okay, so. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, is a final question, Steff. Final question. How long have we been waffling on now? We've been waffling on together about half an hour.
Oh, we can waffle on for hours. I don't know.
All right, well, there's a question. I'll just slip it on. You don't have to answer this one if you don't want to, Steff. Let's say you go to Thailand.
Okay, sorry.
Say you go to Thailand. You have that long journey on an airplane. You know, the long journey getting all the way to Thailand. You finally get into a hotel, in Thailand after that long journey. Yes. What is the first thing that you do?
When I come into my hotel, that's a good question.
I know the answer because of it.
I smoke a cigarette, and make a cup of coffee, instant coffee, you know, and smoke a cigarette on the balcony. That's the first thing I do. And then half an hour later, I will empty my suitcase.
On the flight, are you sure you're not going to go and relieve yourself of all of that food?
I just smoke a cigarette, you know, drink a cup of coffee and relax.
I open the fridge and get myself a nice cold beer out anyway. Okay, we'll skip that one.
No.
Somebody has sent me. Someone has sent me a super chat here. Ed Sweeney likes hairy women. You are damn right, and thanks for that super chat. Okay, okay. I do like hairy women. I like hairy vampire movies. Your women with nice hairy fannies. That's what I like. All of that. I love all of that. Okay, Seb. Now this is who's that?
A little bit
The
hairy,
Mongerator. Okay. Someone else sent me a super chat. Thank you, mate. Anyway, thank you for that. Now I'm going to ask you this is a big question. This is relevant to all of us. Okay. Right. Final question. Do you think in a year or so, Steff, do you think, cast yourself in a year's time, do you think things will be showing some sort of normality, like you will go to Thailand, Pattaya or whatever, and you will see it the way that you used to see it? Do you think that will happen in about a year's time?
No. Not in a year, maybe 2-3 years. But I think 2022 will be a little bit the same as 2021. We have more tourists, yes, and in Southeast Asia, but it will not be like 2018. It will not be the same because a lot of bars will be closed. That's they're closing bars now. Even bar complexes in Pattaya, they're what is it, made in Thailand, they're closing up now. Only the front side of Soi Buakhao, they're gonna keep open to return. But it will not be the same. It will be different. But I think you still can have a good time there.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you have less bars, you have less fun.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the same as me, Steff. When you walk down Soi 8 or Soi Buakhao or wherever, what strikes you is the sights and sounds of the place, the noise of the live bands in your ears. The noise of the girls, come over here, sexy man, and the sights and sounds of the place. Yeah. I mean, they're the distinctive sounds of somewhere like Pattaya, and I'm like you. I think it's going to take a while to ever get that back. The fact is, Steff, if it really does take a few years to get back, other forces will have dictated. Like somewhere like Pattaya will have changed. Investment from another Asian country will have come along and probably build casinos or whatever. Like he did with Chinook film.
That will never go away, I think. Hey, Handsome Man, and the music, the loud music, and the annoying music sometimes. The what is it? The typical Thai, how you call it? Fair music.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean,
that will never go away. That will never go away.
I mean, Pattaya is like very, very, in your face. It's over the top, and to get back, I think it will always seem quiet for a long time, for quite a long time, compared to what it was in the past, because it has been the most over the top place. But don't forget, Thailand is more than Pattaya. Pattaya is a great place, but there's so many other good places, and it is what it is. You can get used to other places.
You're going in January now. I think, you can stay a week in Pattaya. I don't think it will be very quiet in January, to be honest. Bars will open. You still can have fun, but you still have also the time now to visit the rest of Thailand. You can go to Isan, you can go to Chiang Mai, you can travel around. Yeah. Without having the bar scenes, because I think the bar scenes will be not the same. But you can meet the rest of Thailand now. Yeah. But
what I'll tell you what, Steff, I'm a bit of an experienced traveler, and I will adapt.
How you say?
I will adapt. I mean, I've been to Chiang Mai 3 times. When I first went there, I loved it. I was only there for a couple of days, but I loved it. The second time I went there, it came at the end of my travel, so I was sort of, worn out of it. The last time that I went there was a couple of years ago, and I actually thought it was a little bit dull. But you know something, Steff? I could, if Pattaya is not the place to go, then I'll get to know the other places better, spend more time in them, and I'll get, Thailand is more than Pattaya. Bangkok. Of course. When I first went to Bangkok years ago, I didn't like it. Now I love it. I love Bangkok. I absolutely love it. It's expensive.
Me too.
But it's expensive. But you got to be real. That's the way it is. By the way, Daniel Kelly, great to hear from you. Anyway, Daniel, thanks for that super chat. Appreciate that, mate. Anyway, Steff, We've been on now for an hour and 9 minutes.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
I really do appreciate it. You're my first guest on here, and hopefully you'll be back on this show again.
I will love to come back on, man. To be your
the actual 99% of people in the chat are great, then that's that's terrific. There's always going to be a knobhead out there. I was seeing names coming up. Eddie likes hairy stone, 20 stone women. Eddie likes hairy stone.
To be honest, I think he's a fan of you. That hairy Eddie.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a big fan of you.
Yeah, absolutely. I like it. I like hairy women. Without tattoos, as long as they're not 20 stone. Okay. So listen, listen, Steff. I'm going to say thanks for coming on anyway. Thanks for your help anyway with StreamYards and everything. And don't be surprised, by the way, my friend. Don't be surprised if I send you a Facebook message saying, Steff, I've got another problem. I don't actually know him.
You're always welcome, Eddie. You're always welcome. But I think we did it okay today. We had a test drive half hour before you went live. So I think it's good.
Absolutely. Listen, cruising. This idiot is putting rubbish as normal. He hates my streams. He hates them. Let me tell you, Steff, about these. I done some videos when I was in Crete, and one of the videos I put out, a journey around Charnia, the prices and all that. Cheers. I didn't plan this, but it turned out to be 47 minutes long. This video, 47-minute video, right? Vlog, yeah. And somebody commented on it 47 times to say that it was a load of rubbish. In other words, he watched every minute of it.
Yeah.
Oh, what wonderful lives these people have. Anyway, listen, I'm going to wrap things up now. Anyway, I'm going to say
if you want to talk further, I will. You can.
Well, I have my butler here. He's sitting there. He's the one who's cooked the. He's the one who's cooked the.
You have to warm him up now.
All right, the bacon cobs. Anyway, okay. So listen, I'm going to say goodnight, Steff. Anyway, thanks for your help, mate.
Yes.
Get some other guests on, maybe a few guests on. We can join in. We've had a bit of fun, and I will make an effort, Steff. I will make an effort before you come on again. And I'll probably have to do this. I'll try and get a moderator. But whoever that is, I sort of timed out and I kaboomed one is anyway.
Mm.
We're not going to. They're not important. They are not important.
No,
not important.
Don't mention their names. Don't.
Yeah, this guy called Ed Sweeney likes hairy women. Yeah, he's saying that he loves me. He's saying that I like hairy women.
Nice guys, I think. He's a nice guy.
Absolutely. Dixie Norman says big up Steff. With a name like Dixie Norman, he's used to big ups anyway.
If there was a name coming up, stuff like Ladyboys, I wouldn't mind. It's not.
I've had that one. It was last week. It was Eddie likes Ladyboys.
Stuff like Ladyboys. I don't give a shit if they come up with those names.
It's Ladyboys. There's a bloody good Ladyboy vlogger out in Thailand, and I might just ask him, stroke hair, to come on the show. But people are like, oh, we're all liberal anyway, mate. We're all liberal.
Can I ask you a question?
Go on, ask me a question.
You asked me 20 questions. Okay. Did you ever rent with a ladyboy?
No.
No, okay.
No, I've never been with a ladyboy. Does that disappoint you, Steff?
No. It's an honest.
I'd be honestly, Steff. To be perfectly honest with Steff, I'd be bugged if I'd go with one of them. You know what I mean? And I've used that line before. No, I tell you what, the lady boys out there in I'm not going to ask you if you've been with one, because that's your business. The lady boys in somewhere like Pattaya and whatever. When I first seen them, I was shocked, but they become more sort of feminized. And I'll tell you what, I will tell you something. I'm a red-blooded 100% heterosexual male. I like the ladies. There will come a moment when you realize that certain types of people who you wouldn't entertain are actually not that bad. And I'll tell you, I arrived in Pattaya a couple of years ago, Soi Buakhao area, and I was staying in a sort of obscure hotel. We don't need to mention the name of it. I was staying in a sort of obscure hotel, and I was dragging me bloody luggage. Where is this hotel? And someone said it's that way. So I still couldn't see it. So I went into a well-known bar in Soi Buakhao, and it was a ladyboy there. And I said, "Listen, can you help me? Where's this hotel?" And this ladyboy just came out, nothing to gain from it other than being helpful. Just came out and said, "Your hotel's there. See." That little, that's it. And a lady boy, charming lady boy, was really, really helpful. And you remember stuff like the
nice.
Good Samaritan. You know what I mean? You remember stuff like that. You remember it. I've got nothing against lady boys. You know, I mean, if ever I made the mistake, Steff,
they're not always aggressive and grabbing your balls or whatever. You know.
I mean, the thing is, if ever I made the mistake of getting a lady boy back to my hotel room, I would feel humiliated about it, yes. But now I think, what the bloody, look at this bloody old fat decrepit body. I mean, you know, my worst enemy is my own body, not someone else's. You've been with a lady boy.
Did you ever talk with a lady boy that you didn't know she was a lady boy, but you find out like 30 minutes later? Be honest.
I did go to a bar once. I found out later. I did go to a bar once where somebody sat next to me, like, so it was a very, very glamorous woman. And like, you know, put her arm around me, and then I put my arm around her. I thought, my God, that is solid. That is the most muscular back. And I bought this person a drink, right? And she
you bought her a drink? Okay.
Drank the beer faster than mine. I thought, hang on, there's something untoward about this. If that girl drinks her beer faster than what you're drinking, there is something very, very untoward about that. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here, mate.
So no, you were a little bit tricked for 10, 15 minutes.
The price of a drink, okay, it's a bit. I don't take life too seriously. I've actually done a video on ladyboys a couple of years ago, right? About how not to end up with a ladyboy, and basically
for some reason everybody's intrigued with ladyboy stories. I don't know why, but
until you see the bloody identification card, and then you realize that's a picture of a bloke. That is okay. I mean, the fact is that 95% of fellas who go with ladyboys know exactly what they're getting, and it's not the little Nancy boy types either. The type of fellas who go with ladyboys are the bloody big muscular rugby player types. They're the ones who tend to go with them. But anyway, what do we got here? Blocky Plops and Tinfoil Lad said, let's talk about women, guys. And then he's saying, this is making this has made me sick. Someone's saying I'm not hungry anymore. Someone else is saying German Shepherds are saying they give good heads. Really? Well, good for you, mate. Good for you. Okay, right. Daniel Kelly, have you ever had three at once? Hopefully you're talking about women, Daniel. No, I've had a Vietnamese sandwich. That's any good, or a Cuban sandwich. Yeah,
Daniel Kelly knows what he's talking about. You know,
he knows what he's talking about.
He had an Agogo in the early 2000s, 2006, 2007, in Walking Street.
He did.
He was the manager of an Agogo there. He knows what he's talking about.
Apparently, Daniel, you don't like go-go bars, do you? I'm sure you said that. I love them, especially the ones where they dance with no clothes on it. Oh my beard! Oh, some of those women have
only a few Agogos in all of Pattaya. They dance.
Yeah, but the ones that I know are bloody good, Steff. They are bloody good. You know what? I wondered if they
like me. I know the windmills sometimes they have naked girls.
They do, but that's a bit cramped. I'd say what, Steff.
Upstairs they have no clothes on, but for the rest, I think in they have all clothes on. They have all clothes on.
Yeah, better ones.
The side size of Walking Street sometimes.
Now you're talking, mate.
A little bit of a ping pong show. Did you ever see a ping pong show?
I don't want to see that. No, I don't like vulgarity. I'm broad man, but I don't want to see women shooting bloody ping pong balls and bananas out of the private party. Yeah. I don't. No, definitely not. That would turn me off. That would turn me off. But let me. Johnny Ringo say, what was Eddie's favourite go-go? The answer is, I'm not telling you. Okay, there is a go-go bar which I've been going to for years.
Oh my God!
Which is absolutely sensational. All the ladies dance naked, right? And the guy who runs is a great guy. Is a great guy, and I'm kind of wondering, is that really that place should be mobbed? It's never really as full as it should be. But I really wish that guy and those girls the best of luck. And if I went out there again and to find that it's closed, which it probably will be, I would be really gutted. But I've spent many a wonderful night in that go-go bar, and oh my God, even thoughts of it, like, you know, oh, a lot of people who've never been to Thailand tend to think of Thai women as
You have to tell us the name now, Eddie. You have to tell us the name.
No, I'm keeping it a secret. Keeping it a secret. Seb, we meet up in Pattaya one sunny day, or one sunny night. We'll head there.
Send me on a private chat.
Okay.
I want to know. I want to know.
Okay, blocky box. Yeah, Coco though. My favorite go-go is the go-go I met my wife out. Okay. Yeah, Jack's Paulson. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Thank you. Okay. Listen, Steff. I've waffled on for an hour and 20 minutes now. I'm with my best friend. Another few more minutes, okay? Yeah, go out, okay, a few more minutes. My good friend there is cooked the bacon butties anyway. Shrotty and Morse is best is windmill. I disagree. I think the windmill is the most well-known one, maybe because it's got lots of advertising. But if you go, it's always cramped in there, isn't it? I mean, the one
I see some really nasty stuff in the windmill. You know, really, really nasty.
Really?
Upstairs, not downstairs, but upstairs. They have a second floor. They have also, yeah. I see some things this is.
Oh, I don't want to say any nasties. I've been downstairs. And it's always so cramped. I've only ever been upstairs to to use the toilets. But no, I don't bother with any of that. The way I think it's a bit overrated. As far as I'm concerned, I think it's a bit over. I think there are better places than that. But one of the better ones, the one that I'm thinking of, and I am not going to reveal its name, but the one I'm thinking of, it's a dream. The girls got to know my face. The guy who owns it got to know my face, and I spent many, many, many wonderful nights in there. And I had lots of fun with the ladies, and absolutely wonderful. And I really wish him the best of luck with that go. And I would be very disappointed if I got out of Pattaya in the future and found that it's not there. What's this? Dixie Normus. Some bird pissed on my hand in the windmill. Well, you shouldn't have put it there, should you, mate? You shouldn't have put it there, Dixie Normus. Okay.
Some bird pissed on my hand.
Rusty. What's that? What was that? Rusty Lid, Skyfall or something. I heard that one's closed, hasn't it? Well, I think they've all gone down to Swanee then. I think Skyfall, that's the one that wonderful Mr. Bangkok 112. Oh, he must have found a nice little page out there, because that appeared on so many of his videos, didn't it? Skyfall. And I think on his blog, he went in there and, he I think it's quite a little bit more expensive, that one. I wouldn't say the women there any better than some of the other ones that I go to. Okay, they're getting a little bit vulgar this now in the chat. Steff, listen, I'm going to wrap things up. Okay, I'm going to wrap things up. It's been absolutely wonderful having you on. We'll talk again once again to the swing of this. Once again to the swing of this StreamYard stuff. Then I'll be doing things. It'd be nice to have you on and a couple of other guests at the same time. Okay,
it was fun. Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. A pleasure, mate. Listen, I'm going to say good night to everybody. Keep thinking positive. Let's hope everything irons its way out and Thailand passes and all the other stuff smooth its way out.
Bye, guys. I'm going to leave and you can say goodbye. I'm going to leave. Cheers, guys.
Okay, cheers. Thanks for coming on, Steff.
Cheers. Yeah, bye-bye.
All the best, mate. Cheers. Good night. Good night. Okay, so that's it now. That's it. Listen, a big thanks to Steff being my first ever guest on this StreamYard. It was great to have him on. He's a really great guy. Almost everyone was well behaved while he was on, so I do appreciate that. It is now, what time are we on now? I've been on for an hour and 23 minutes. Okay, so I booked my flight, and that's all I've done really. I booked my flight. I'm not celebrating yet because I've learned that it's foolish to celebrate until you're actually there. Anything can happen. Let's just hope for the best for Thailand and all the other stuff that goes with it. Listen, I'm going to say good night. Thanks to those who give me a super chat. I do appreciate it. I'm going to chuck in some of my food now because absolutely absolutely. There you go. I'm going to say good night to everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon. We'll get this regular, maybe a couple of evenings a week, not sporadic the way that it is now. Once I get my act together, okay? Have a great weekend, guys. Cheers.